Hi,
Hey there,
I'm Olivia.
and I'm Hannah.
We're here for Sign at the Table. I'm excited, but what is it?
We'll get to the vodcast name shortly, but first let's introduce ourselves.
Great. We're based in Melbourne, and both we grew up in the deaf community. Auslan's our first language, and it's ingrained in who we are. I think it's great that we've set up this vodcast. What do you think?
Yeah, it's been something we've been wanting to do for a long time, and now we're doing it. There just aren't enough Auslan content creators and opportunities for people to chat with it about ideas in Auslan. I know people have been asking us to create something, so we've decided to just go for it so the community can have a chance to see different conversations in action. There are so many videos with hearing people speaking about various topics, and now it's the deaf community's turn.
Yeah, we're always chatting, and I often think to myself after, oh, that would make great content. Damn, we should have filmed it.
Right? And now we're doing it in public.
Right? We just talk about anything. It's very cool. In terms of the name for the vodcast, Sign at the Table, why did we decide on that?
Yeah, the full title is Sign at the Table, and the name comes from what's known as dinner table syndrome. We're lucky that our families are deaf and we've had access to sign at home from birth, but dinner table syndrome is a phenomenon known to countless deaf people.
90% of the deaf community are from hearing families. Wow.
Exactly, and that means that most of the community misses out on conversations happening around them, especially at the table. The dinner table is where families gather and have big conversations about life, world events, family issues, and the list is endless. The deaf person always misses out on what's being said for various reasons, and this lack of access really compounds itself because repeatedly missing out on information impacts them greatly when they're out in the wider community. So here we are at the table, giving the community an opportunity to partake in incidental learning just by watching us chat about things happening in our lives in the world in Auslan.
Right. That's right. In terms of the dinner table, it's there that families commonly share stories, advice, any bad news or events. It's an opportunity to not only take in that information but share it too. Sometimes deaf people just sit at the table trying to lip read and understand but not be able to participate. So frustrating. My immediate family are all deaf, but one side of my extended family are all hearing, so I would often sit at Christmas or other events nodding along. You know what I mean.
Definitely.
What had a really big impact on me was in 2019. I went to WFD YS camp. There was a presenter, Thomas McWhinney. He talked about the deaf ecosystem. Usually, when people talk about the deaf ecosystem, they assume it's in relation to business.
Yeah, like it's transactional.
But really, it's so much more than just that. It's about how we connect with one another as an ecosystem. The community is a system. It's how one person might do something which then impacts another. We're all interconnected. The thing that really hit me was when the presenter talked about vertical and horizontal transmission. You know, how within our ecosystem we exchange information. Horizontal transmission is information exchange between people like us. Any ideas, thoughts, opinions, or information I have, I might pass it on to you. We're from the same generation and have horizontal transmission. And with deaf people who come from hearing families, I share information with them too. We become united that way. With the vertical axis, information is passed down generations. So, for example, my parents pass down their learnings and stories to me, and then I will pass it on to my children going down the line. It's not only parents, it can also include teachers or anyone passing information through the generations. I can't remember if Thomas said this specifically, but I feel like I have a responsibility as a person who has that privilege of having a deaf family who gave me access to culture, language, community from birth. Many deaf people start that journey later in life, either through early intervention, where luckily parents embrace Auslan and the deaf community, or in other cases where parents don't know what's available and children grow up to be involved in the community later. Either way, they don't have access to language from birth. Since that presentation, I'm so mindful that anytime I come across information or opportunities that I already know about, it's because my parents or my grandparents have passed this information down to me. It's that vertical transmission. So I think that's relevant to what we're doing with the vodcast.
That's such a great example.
Right? So how can we best share? It's through our conversations. With that camera over there, we're recording everything.
It's also relevant to what we're doing here. We'll be covering so many different topics. We'll discuss current events, bring in guest speakers who have knowledge on topics the community wants to know more about, and we can learn something new, all in Auslan. So to you, the deaf community, if there's any topics that you want us to discuss, please let us know. We are so open to your suggestions.
Post your comments, share the vodcast. Really, this is for you. It's not something we're going to keep just between Hannah and I. We want to share and have you as part of this conversation. If there's a topic you want to contribute to, but you feel you can't join us because of unreliable internet, you can still join us by making your own content. We'd love to see it.
Definitely.
Great. We'll see you soon.
See you again.